right in the middle of the ghetto on the curb with a spike. All of the bookish, we on our back staring at the stars above. Talking about.
We're just going to jump into it. Just tell me a little bit about yourself, a little bit about what you do, who you are. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm Ridgana, Bonne-Annee.
Okay.
I'm 23 years old. I just had my birthday, my golden birthday.
Hey.
So a little bit of what I do.
Wait. How is it your golden birthday? You just said you're 23.
Yeah, I turned 23 on the 23rd.
Your golden birthday is 24.
No, your golden
24
birthday.
carat. What?
What?
What are you talking about?
What? Your golden birthday is the date. Like, so if your birthday is like March 8th and you turn 8, that's your golden birthday. My
No
birthday
way.
Was, yes.
I always thought golden birthday was like 24.
No.
What?
What?
But you see
maybe
why
maybe there's a lot of people born on the 24th and then call it their golden birthday.
Wait, so it's the day you were, say it again? I'm sorry.
So my birthday was September 23rd.
23. Okay.
Yeah. And then
So
I turned
mine was
23.
when I was 3?
Yeah, you missed it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's trash.
Right.
That's so trash. So you just celebrated your golden birthday.
Yes, it was so
Nice.
exciting. Thankful for another year of life.
Hey.
What do I do? Okay, so currently right now I am on a couple different journeys. A journey, of course, that I'm on is my weight loss journey. Another spiritual journey, and then also just like
You
my
said a
career.
spiritual journey? Like
Yeah.
like how? What do you mean?
Trying to get closer to God.
Shout out to my Lord and Savior. Yes. Shout out to God. That's my
Yes.
friend. He's my best friend. So
Right.
that's what's up.
And then also my career journey, just trying to really put everything set in stone so that I can get to where I want to get to.
Where's that? What
So
are you
I want to
preparing
be
for?
a legislative director of an organization. I did want to create my nonprofit, but you got to start somewhere first.
Right.
But do want to be a legislative director, and with that, just working on policy changes and everything. The field that I want to focus on is immigration. Right now, I'm getting my certificate along with my master's. I am getting my certificate in Homeland Security and Community Development. So that's what I want to do.
My bad. I didn't try to interrogate you. You got real tense. She stopped breathing.
Because, like, at this age, it's just really hard to really, truly know what you want to do. Because every day you wake up, you think that you want to do something, and then the next day it's like, I don't know if I really want to do this anymore. Or, like, you, I guess, air quote, lose the passion for it. So, yeah, I just wasn't ready for that question. But
It's a journey, man. It's a journey. We just having a conversation, man. Don't worry about it. But what you just said just like stuck with me a little bit because I want to be a human resources director. I want to do human resources consulting. But when I graduated, I finally got into human resources.
Right.
It's not even the work I do. It's just like, I don't know if I want to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And
I definitely feel
rest of life
that.
sounds like a long time.
God. It is a long
Yeah.
time. For me.
Right. For me, too. It just, all that time, I don't know. It's just, the rest of life. That could be, do you want to do this for like 50 something? Of course, retirement, but 50 years, 100 years. Imagine doing the same thing every day for 40 years. It just sounds like a really long time.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It sounds like
the same
prison.
exact thing.
So when I graduated and got into my career, I'm just like, this is boring.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do this. So I
But
definitely
then
felt
again,
that.
it's also like entry level. Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. But once you get to like mid-level or senior level, the work does get more exciting. And that's what I noticed for myself. Because right now I work in the federal government. But,
Oh, no.
you
You the feds. Oh, no.
But so
didn't
right
know.
now I work there, but yeah, well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
But I am entry level, and a lot of the work that I do can get a little boring sometimes. But I do look at like my senior level counterparts, and their work is like always exciting to the point where I'll ask them, can I do some of your work? And they'll let me, of course, because they know what my goal is and how I'm trying to grow and all of that.
They've been in your shoes before.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
A lot of them have been in my shoes before.
But that's good. You're looking forward to that future goal. But it's tough. And I know it comes with a lot of like self-doubt. It comes with a lot of like anxiety.
Yeah.
A lot of stress. I don't know. Have you ever dealt with anything like that?
Yes, because, well, the main thing is time. I put a lot of time constraints on myself. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm 23 and I haven't done this, and this yet. And I'm talking more so career-wise. So I'm just just thinking like, oh, I'm running out of time, when really there's not a time for anything. You can be, you've seen those quotes. You can be like, get in your career at 20 and then get fired like the next day. And you can get in your career at 30 and you could just become a millionaire like a year or two later. So just removing those time constraints for myself, because I think that's what causes a lot of my anxiety in terms of my long-term careers.
How did you, like, you just one day was like, I'm not even worried about it anymore.
Yeah, I said, at this point, it's above me.
It's above me now.
It really
it's above me now.
I can no longer worry about this.
Yeah.
It's above me.
Yeah, you put in like imaginary time limits. Like nobody else is putting these time limits on you.
Nobody is even worried about your time limit. Nobody's even checking for your time. Yeah. Nobody's like, oh, it's 24. You're about to be 24. Did you do this, and this yet? Nobody's even, checking for you.
I think, like you just said, like you put those time constraints on yourself.
Yeah.
You for me, what I used to do was look at what everybody else was doing and say, I'm supposed to be doing this at this point. Why am I not doing that? And that's where a lot of my anxiety and self-doubt came in when I was comparing myself to other people. Right.
Comparison is the enemy of progress.
Ooh, I like that.
I didn't come up with it myself. Let me say that.
Oh, yeah. It was good. I'm going to edit that out too. No, but that's good, man. The journey, especially like graduating, that moment you graduate, it's like, what now? Yeah. It is really just like that. So that's a lot
especially if you like graduate without a job or really no sense of direction. Right. That's something that I got stuck with. And I can't complain because my journey wasn't as long as others. And this is me again comparing myself. But I still did graduate without a job. I still had no sense of direction. I ended up moving back home for like 2 months and just not knowing what was next.
Mm-hmm. I remember, like, as soon as I graduated, I got introduced to this thing called post-grad depression. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Did you go through a little bit of that?
I don't want to say depressed because I feel like it is. When you say depressed, it's more deeper than what it is. For me, I was just deeply sad. Because I don't want to say depressed because, people that are depressed, they can't get out of bed or, like, they just really felt like they couldn't go on. For me, I felt like I could still do life, but I was so sad. I was just like, yeah, I'm doing life.
Sad.
Yeah,
you were just so sad. It's different.
Right.
Okay. I got you. We here.
It is a little different.
No, but what I learned about it is it's a spectrum. Yeah. It's not necessarily like, you're sick.
1 point, yeah.
You can. It's fluid. It's in and out. It's a spectrum, and I think I went through that roller coaster a little bit. It took me when I graduated about like 6 months to find a job in my career. Yeah, and that was a little difficult. So, but I got through it though.
Did you have a job when you were looking for a job?
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was not going to be. Yeah. First I hustled and then I just found a job after that. Yeah. So I went to work at Boca Regional Hospital and that was part-time. Yeah. And I also had another part-time job working for the city of Boca.
Oh, that's
the
cool.
City of Boca.
Oh, you got city money.
Yeah,
okay.
That's not that great.
I know. But the benefits are great.
I guess.
But yeah, if you stay long.
If you have money, you don't need benefits. Like, give me the money. I can pay for my own benefits.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, like, for my job at least, I don't have to pay for a lot of things because of the benefits. So it's just.
Yeah, I guess so. But if you're making twice as much, well, I wouldn't even say twice as much, a third more. I mean, it's in and out.
Yeah, it just depends.
So you were talking about the journeys. You said you were on a weight loss journey and you were on a spiritual journey, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the spiritual journey. Tell me a little about that and like how being of Haitian descent, because you are, how that affects your spirituality.
So, well, being of Haitian descent, you grow up automatically, like your parents are going to believe in God. They're going to automatically force you to go to church. Like, there's no doubt about it. Yeah. So I guess that is what led me to going to church, but it didn't really keep me in church, if that makes sense. So I was raised in the Church of Christ with my parents, and they always brought me to church every single Sunday. And growing up, I didn't understand the importance. I'm just doing this thing because I live in this house. They pay my bills. I'm just about it. I have to.
I got to.
Right. When I got to college, I was still going to church, but it wasn't like how I was going home at home. It wasn't like I was reading my Bible. It wasn't like I was praying all the time. I would just do it when I was at my low points. I wouldn't do it at my high points, and just forgetting to thank God for my blessings and everything like that. So after I graduated college, because it took me a long time to really get myself together. After I graduated college, I just made an active decision.
When you say, I'm sorry to cut you off, but when you say get yourself together, what do you mean?
Like, get myself together, like, I guess sin less. We all sin. We're, everybody sins. But just sin as little as possible. Keep
Try
my
to do
sins
better. Try
to a minimum.
Okay, I see what you
right.
mean.
So, yeah. And then just reevaluating myself, because when I was in college, I just kind of felt like a completely different person.
From before college?
Yeah, from when I was raised, When I was younger, I got baptized, and I was just so, like, happy, so zealous for the Lord. And then I just came to college, and it kind of just all went away. So I didn't like that. So I made an active decision to go back to reading my Bible every day, go back to praying every day, whether I was up, whether I was down. Going to church, being actually active in church, because a lot of people go to church, but, they be the last one in, first one out, no shade or nothing. So
are you talking to me?
I don't know. No.
Coming for me today.
No. I'm not. No, because that was my life too when I was in college. I was the last one. Got there right before they did communion, so I could get my communion, and then I would be the first one. As soon as the preacher sat down, I would just be like, all right, well, it's my time to go. And one time I ended up staying a little too late, and they caught me at the door, and I was like, they were just asking all these questions. I was like, okay, this is a lot for me, especially when you're not living the way that you're supposed to be living. So, yeah, it was just a lot.
So what do you think the change was when you got to college? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I really don't know. I think it was just a different variety of people. Growing up, I grew up in Naples, so it was a lot of.
Shout out to Naples.
Right.
Shout out to Naples.
I was around a lot of not people similar like me.
What are you trying to say?
I was around a lot of clear people. So when I came to college, I got right. And when I came to college, I got that diversity. So maybe that's what it was. I don't want to say it was freedom, because I had freedom growing up. But I definitely did have more freedom in college. So maybe freedom, and then that diversity changed.
Yeah, that's a lot of changing of environment. Like, everything changed.
Yeah.
So your relationship changes.
Exactly.
And grows. That's good. That's good.
Trying to be better every single day.
Nah, spirituality it's interesting because it's so individual.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to figure out, that it's not anything that another person can, like comparing yourself, like we were talking about earlier. Exactly. Like you can't compare yourself to other people. Your walk with God is just going to be just that, your walk with God.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know. So your other journeys, we already went through 2.
Oh. My weight loss journey.
Weight loss journey.
Talk
to me.
I was already like, what journey?
I see you on Instagram doing your thing. It's crazy.
Thank you so much.
So what was the kind of the start of it?
Well, the start of it, surprisingly, was my birthday last year. And I've always been somebody who has high confidence, no matter what, no matter small, big, medium, whatever it was. I've always been somebody who has high confidence. However, my birthday last year, I couldn't find clothes to wear. And I wanted to show out for my birthday. Yeah. No doubt about it. Couldn't find an outfit to wear. So I ended up wearing this, like, plain kind of leather black dress, which should have been really nice. The store only went up to a large. So I tried it on, and it did not fit. But I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to make it work. I'm going to just suck in. I'm going to do this, whatever. Because I went to Orlando that year. Got to the hotel. I went out to eat. As I was out to eat, the back of the dress started ripping.
Whoa!
Yes.
Man.
And I was like, oh my goodness, this is so embarrassing. Yeah. So, I don't know. I just didn't like that feeling. I just kind of felt big. I just kind of...
The straw? That
yeah. I always was kind of... Not always, but I was starting to feel... since that summer, because that was also the summer I graduated. Since that summer, I was starting to feel... with going with graduation and then having to find a job, going back home, and then now having to move and all that stuff. I was going through a lot. So I was starting to kind of feel a little uncomfortable in my skin. But my birthday was like, okay, I need to get my life together. That
was that moment.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, something has to change.
Yes. And then I'm so fake because because I went back to the store and I was like, I need a return on this because your dress is not good. And it just started ripping on me.
And that's it?
Yeah, and they gave me my money back.
No way.
Yes.
I would have been like, that's your dress. What do you mean? You bought it.
No.
You crazy.
No. Malfunction. Because they didn't have to start ripping on me like that.
So how did you attack? So, okay, that happened. Did you attack it right after? Or was there like a...
No, because I tried to go to the... I thought about what I tried to do in the past. Because when I was in high school, I did try to lose weight because I was... on the color guard team, so I had to wear certain types of outfits. So I tried to lose 20 pounds, and I did. So I thought about what I did. I started planning. And that's really what the most important part. I started planning. I found a gym that I like because I know me, I don't have, when I began, I didn't have inner motivation because, again, I was confident. I know I look good. Hey. One wrong dress, that's their fault. Like I said, malfunction on their part. Right? What you mean?
This trash ass dress.
Exactly. Malfunction on their part.
Yeah.
So I really just had to sit down and plan how much I wanted to lose, what I was going to do to get there every single day. So after I planned out everything, my weekly goals, my weight loss goals, my everything, the last thing I needed to do was find a gym. And then because, like I said, I didn't really like regular gyms because I didn't have that inner motivation, I went to a gym that I had to pay for. And not no YouFit, like $10 a month, because at the end of the day, really $10 a month is still not motivation for me.
It's just $10.
It's really just $10.
Go back to sleep.
It's exactly $120 a year. I'll be good.
Yeah.
Right. So I sought out a fighting gym. So that's the gym that I go to now. It's called, the whole name of the gym is a Freestyle Fighting Academy, but the specific portion that I go to is Women's Only Fitness Boot Camp. So they have MMA there, they have kickboxing, they have boot camp, and they also have kids MMA. So I just thought it was really cool. I went in.
Who are you trying to beat up? Wait a second.
No. Also, just before that, 2 weeks before, my friend had gotten attacked around my apartment complex. So I was like, okay, here I can lose weight and I could,
protect yourself.
Protect myself if I need to.
Yes. No, that's definitely, yeah. If I was a woman, man, I don't know. It would be just
learn
so
to fight
scary.
And you'll be just good.
Not even that though, because
I'm just kidding.
You gotta. No, that's not it. It's a lot more that goes into it, but you would know better than me for sure.
Yeah.
So you got to the gym and you just start attacking.
No, I got to the gym. I called them actually because I was like, I needed to know the price because even though I was trying to spend a little money, I wasn't trying to spend that much money. So they wouldn't tell me the price over the phone, and that's when I was like, okay, these people must be expensive. So I went there. They told me to come in, and they did me like a pre-fitness test so that they know like what types of classes, because it's like a regular gym, but it's like a whole bunch of classes running through the day from beginner, advanced to elite. So, and of course, I was in the beginner class. I think my push-ups was like 1. My wall sit, I could do it for like 10 seconds. My fitness test was just horrible.
Right.
So they did me a consultation. And then after they did that consultation, they took me to the room and the office, not the room. Don't want to sound weird. But
what
they took me to,
right.
They took me to the office and they told me my pricing options, and it was actually affordable for me. So I paid a year out because, again, I needed that motivation.
Not playing.
Right.
You
and
were not playing.
Student, what you call it again? I haven't been I'm still a student, but what you call it? That refund. Oh yeah. I had refund had just hit my account, so I was like, I'm ready to spend whatever money it is. I'm ready to spend it. So then, I paid, and then after that, like, here I am. I just literally all I do is show up. And that's really the biggest thing. That's literally just showing up. And that's for any type of gym you go to. Just show up. Because you may not feel like going to the gym right now, but once you get there, you're going to put in that work. It's like I'm already here, so I might as well just work out.
What makes you show up?
At first, I didn't have a motivation. My motivation was I just spent this money.
That's it? This was the money?
So, that was my motivation at first. And I didn't like it. I hated it because, I wasn't used to working out. And I was like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe I paid a year out again. I can't believe I paid this money, and now I got to show up to this thing and commit it. And I already passed my refund. You know, I'm good for the refund.
How deep in, like, how much time passed when you hit that kind of wall, I guess you could say?
The wall of I actually found motivation for myself?
Like, I don't want to go anymore, but I have to keep going.
The first day? What?
The first day?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
It was intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I showed up the first day. I was about to throw up because it was so intense. Because it's just lifting weights and stuff. I wasn't used to that.
Yeah.
I haven't worked out a day.
0 to 100.
I don't want to say I never worked out a day in my life, because when I was in high school, I did color guard and all that stuff. Yeah. That's more so like cardio, and then a little bit of cardio when I was in college, but never like heavy weights and all of that crazy stuff. So I was just done. I was trying to see what the refund process was looking at. Everything.
No
way.
Like,
yes, it was that bad.
Oh wow! The first day. You said this is the first day. All this happened. Man.
And then one of the coaches there, she was like, oh, no problem. It's going to get better. This always happens to everybody. And I'm just looking at her like, I know this lady just want my money.
Yeah.
Because that's all really what I could think about at the beginning was
all the negative.
Right.
All the negatives.
Right.
Why not to do it?
Right.
Uh-huh. So after that first day, like, what happened?
I showed back up.
You just kept showing up.
I just literally kept showing up. But I didn't lose any weight, actually, when I first started. Mm-hmm. I maybe had lost 5 pounds in a matter of 3 months. So I didn't lose any weight, and I was trying to figure out why I didn't lose any weight. I realized that I would work out, and I would go home and eat trash. So I had to clean up my eating.
Right.
Literally within a month of me cleaning up my eating, I think my first month of, like, clean eating and actually working out, I think I had, like, lost 12 or 13 pounds just in that month alone.
So you was working out for 3 months, eating trash.
Right.
You took 1 week. You took 1 week. I'm not going to eat trash no more. You lost 12 pounds.
Yeah. Well, not a week, a month.
A month, my bad. A month. That's still crazy, though.
Yeah.
That's like double. That's double what you were doing. Man. So that's when you started losing the weight. And, okay. So after that, you lost some weight. So why did you keep going?
Because I was looking even better.
Okay, so you saw the results and you were like, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, my clothes was fitting a little loose. Everything was just looking better. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm seeing results, so let's just keep doing this thing.
How was your mental at that point?
It was great. It still is, but it's great. Felt definitely better mentally. Instead of doubting myself, I was like, oh, I can do this. I just got to put in the real work for this. I can't expect to just get results by not doing anything.
Right.
Get results. I say I'm trying to lose weight, but every day I'm still in my bed, or I go home and I eat trash. So I can't say that. So I got to put in the work, and I'll get the results.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And I see you on Instagram going hard on Instagram. I remember it was like a cruise. You had a little bikini, doing your thing, pictures all day. I was like, wow. So how has your weight loss journey affected other people around you? Or like, have you had anybody contact you about it? Like what?
Yeah, people contact me all the time, and I just find it crazy because I was once in their shoes. I was once that girl, like, who would think I can never lose this weight. Not that I don't know how to say it. Not that I wanted to, but I just doubted myself. Like before I said at the beginning. Like, I just doubted myself. So, and I didn't have nobody around me that was actively in like a weight loss journey or anything like that. So I couldn't even really ask anybody for help. So it's my pleasure when people ask me that, it's honestly an honor to be an inspiration for them and help them. The only thing is, sometimes I just don't be knowing what I'm doing. Like I said, I just be showing up. I just be eating. That's it, right? But I try to be as helpful and as concise as possible so that they can meet their goals too.
So what do you tell them?
Oh, I tell them about my eating, what I eat. I don't do like none of that keto stuff. I just eat better. So anything that I like, I still eat the same thing, and I just make it at home. So like pizza, I go and I'll buy like the cauliflower pizza crust from like Publix, and then use like real tomatoes to make the paste, and instead of pepperonis, use something maybe a little leaner, I guess maybe like chicken or ground turkey, something like that. So just everything that I like, I'll just modify it. I love pasta, so I always use this brand. It's like called Banza pasta. It's literally pasta, but it's made out of chickpeas. So literally just finding things that I like and then just using alternatives.
It sounds like you cut bread out.
No, whoa.
That's what it sounds like. No pizza? Cauliflower pizza? Okay.
I just had a sandwich this morning. No.
Okay.
I love me my bread. I eat like this bread called Dave's Killer Bread. I'm saying all these brands, they need to pay me.
You need a sponsorship for real.
Right. But Dave's Killer Bread, that's a really good bread. And Ezekiel bread is the best bread, but I like Dave's because it actually feels like bread. Yeah. Whereas Ezekiel bread, it just looks like bread. It don't taste like bread.
Yeah, whenever I try to get like healthy, it always tastes terrible. I don't know. It always tastes terrible. Is that true?
No. You got to make it good.
Just got to make it good. You
just got to, right, because now it's easier. I didn't like eating that vegetable stuff. That was not me. But once you like kind of wean off of one thing and then start adding, you just add a little bit every day. I just add one thing. So I didn't like greens, so I started adding greens to whatever I was making. And then baby steps. Baby steps. Now I love my greens. Like I can literally, I've always loved onions, but like green peppers, like that's a snack.
It's a snack? What?
Yes. Yeah, I love my greens now.
I got a ways to go.
You can do it.
Yeah. Green onions for a snack? I don't know. I don't know about that.
Not green onions, green peppers.
Green peppers for a snack.
Don't let me out here looking crazy.
I was for this. Yeah, no. But actually, I was looking at something on The Breakfast Club. You familiar with The Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
So this artist, Lizzo, you're familiar with Lizzo as well. So Charlamagne said something about Lizzo. He said, I don't even think you look good skinny. I think you should stay big.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think about that?
I honestly agree. Not for her, but because of myself. So actually, people used to tell me that. And then that kind of messes with me a little bit because they say it still now. They're like, oh, you're still pretty, but you looked prettier.
No
bigger.
way.
Yes. Yeah, so I can completely understand when he says that, but I still think it's rude.
That's rude as hell.
Yeah, so rude and unnecessary. Even when people said it to me, I was like, okay. Yeah. I don't remember asking. But no, she's beautiful the way she is. But if she wants to change her life and I guess air quote get skinnier, then she can too, and she'll still be beautiful. So
yeah, man, that threw me off. And Angela Yee, the other guest on there, she basically said exactly what you just said. Like, you can't say like, this, because you're basically saying you should compare yourself to everybody else. Yeah. Or like we already talked about it. That's like the path to your downfall. So
comparison is the thief of joy.
Ooh, did you come up with that?
No.
Yeah, you just got all these
because
quotes.
I listened to a podcast on comparison.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is it called?
It's Jesus and Jollof. It wasn't on comparison, but that's something that they say often on their podcast.
Jesus and Jollof.
Yeah, it's by Yvonne Orji and Lovey Ajayi. They're Nigerian.
That's from
Molly
Insecure, right?
on Insecure.
Hey,
yes.
Shout out to her. She crazy on Insecure though.
I feel like I'm in their podcast studio right now. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but podcast's pretty easy. You just talk like we talking now. You just talk. That's it.
It seems fun.
Yeah, I mean, I get to talk to all these different types of people about all the things that they're going through and what they've learned from their journey so far. So, I mean, you might as well answer that question. What have you learned from your journeys? Any three other journeys that we talked about today? What have you learned? What was the biggest things you learned so far?
Well, for all of them, I could say the biggest thing is consistency. And that's across all my journeys. So whether it's I'm trying to lose weight, okay, be consistent in the baby steps that I'm taking to get to that goal. I'm trying to have a better relationship with God, be consistent with everything that I do. I'm trying to get to this career goal, okay, be consistent at work, at the work that I'm doing now. so that when that opportunity is presented to me, it's not a shock. I'm consistent in everything that I do. My work ethic is consistently good. So just be consistent. And that's the biggest thing I've learned. Also little other goals, but consistency I think is the main thing. You know, of course, remain dedicated. If you say you're going to do something, stick to what you're going to say that you're going to do. Yeah. And just, you know, be happy with everything that you want to do. If it doesn't make you happy, cut it out. That's it.
If it doesn't make you happy, cut it out.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me, man.
Yeah.
So I like to end the podcast with a question or advice to the listener. So if somebody's going through something in their lives, right, or they need motivation to get to that next step in their lives, what would be your advice to them? Besides consistency, I know we said that.
Okay.
What would you tell yourself before, like in the beginning of all those journeys that you mentioned? What would you tell yourself?
Well, before I start anything, I actually kind of just have a talk with myself in the mirror. But that's not answering your question.
What do you say to yourself in the mirror?
I say, girl, get it together. You said you was going to do this, and now you're going to do this. You're good at what you do. I hype myself up, basically. So I think just hype yourself up so that you erase all those doubts and those fears, because that's really what will trip you up. When you think, this is not good, I'm not good enough for this, or I don't deserve this, or I shouldn't be in this room, or whatever it is. But
hype yourself up. I need one of those sessions.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in the mirror tonight.
Right. You don't need to get a hype man. Be your own hype man.
Okay.
Big up yourself.
I like that.
Right.
And I think this was an amazing podcast.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
It was a lot of gems. A lot of gems.
A lot of stolen gems. Thank you.
Gems nonetheless. Gems nonetheless. I learned a lot from this podcast. I know others will too. And I want to thank you for speaking up.
Thank you for having me.
Right in the middle of the ghetto on the curb with a spike. All of the book issue on our back, staring at the stars above.